Jake Retzlaff is headed to Tulane. Best tweet. This is the best part. This is the only win that anyone got out of this, was the tweet that said from BYU to Tulane. That's good.
That is good.
That's good. Outside of that, I do think BYU loses overall. You lost your senior quarterback. I've mentioned 11th best in the Big 12. He's not, world beating Heisman. He's not the next Sawyer Robertson, Cam Ward. You lost your senior quarterback. For Tulane, you already brought in 2 other quarterbacks who are in a battle to start, and Retzlaff isn't clearly better than either of them. They each brought in like some kind of blue chip, hey, I've got prowess in college football. If you're a BYU fan, you're like, really? Notre Dame was the first school we heard. And Tulane is the school that gets them. I think the BYU coaching staff, the Tulane coaching staff, who now have a 3 quarterback battle, and they're all kind of older guys. This just isn't good for anyone involved. And I think this is the end of hearing the name Jake Retzlaff in any sort of relevance in college football again.
Yeah, I mean, as sad as this is, that was the most pop he got was this summer. Like, he was a fine quarterback, but he's as big a name as he's ever been in college football. That's probably why we see Tulane coming out of the woodworks and not a Notre Dame, not a Power 4 school. Because I think the coaches are probably like, but he's okay. Tulane, he's a stud, right? But we'll even see about that. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me at all if would it surprise anybody if he just has a totally lame season? No, he just kind of stinks.
Spencer
Sanders. Wallace played at Syracuse.
Spencer Sanders. Remember?
I remember
Sanders
people trying to tell me he was good.
Goes from Oklahoma State, plays his final year of eligibility at Ole Miss, doesn't see the field.
Plays, yeah.
Doesn't see the
plays in quotation.
Who? Oh shoot, Alan Bowman, another Oklahoma State legend, goes to Michigan. 2 years as an assistant coach. He's effectively on the stage. He's the old guy coaching the quarterbacks for Michigan when they play in the national championship. And then he's like, you know what? I'll somehow have 2 more years to go to Oklahoma State. Real quick.
Is that kind of the craziest career arc we've ever seen for a college football quarterback? He was a starter at Tech.
Yeah.
Under a brilliant offensive mind, Matt Wells. Starter, at least a year. Tech fans, correct me if I'm wrong, a year and a half, 2 maybe. Goes to Michigan, like you say, he probably takes 6 snaps in 2 years. Clipboard Jesus. And then goes back to a major conference and plays in a conference championship game. Starts for 2 more years, a year and a half. That's crazy, man. That doesn't happen. That shouldn't happen. It's bad luck for the Big 12.
And this is a little bit of what I think the Retzlaff situation could be. When Bowman went to Michigan, he was forgotten by the college football gods. When Spencer Sanders went to Ole Miss, same thing. You just never really heard from them again. I believe we're kind of looking at that with by the way, Retzlaff threw for 20 touchdowns, okay, and 12 interceptions, rushed for 6 touchdowns. I've made this comp before on this very show. He reminds me of a certain Baylor quarterback that, again, one of those guys transfers schools. You never hear from him again. Sugar Bowl champion Gary Bohannon, who honestly threw less interceptions than Jake Retzlaff.
Protected the ball better, yeah. Mm-hmm. He reminds me a little bit of Charlie Brewer, too. Not as good. But, this is destined to be irrelevance. And Gary Bohannon did play at USF, but it was USF.
I forgot about that move.
This is Tulane. You know what I mean? It's and
the reason I say that, because some people are like, oh, of course, he's good enough to start. I know BYU fans are still rooting for him. Sure, yeah. Happy to root for the kid. Sucky situation across the board. It's really tough. But he's there with Brendan Sullivan, who spent his last 2 years at Iowa. Iowa and Northwestern. There, he threw for 1,800 yards, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 7 rushing touchdowns, which at Iowa, in that offense, you've got to double it.
Yes.
Yeah. So they're vaguely comparable numbers if you play that little weird algorithm game that I'm playing here. But he's not walking into a locker room where he can start day one. He's going to have to compete against another Power 4 guy. And
that's the other thing.
It's not even a big school. It's a Tulane.
That's the other thing. It's July, right? So he comes in there, and it's not, like you say, it's not just, okay, here's our guy. Brendan, thank you, whatever. But we've got our guy in Jake Retzlaff, the way it would be if you got a kid in January. It's July, man. Like, you didn't do any of spring football. He's not going to start right away. It would be something miraculous if he does start right away. Boy, what a program, Tulane.
Can I give you another? I know I keep interjecting with this is one of those.
Give it, bring it.
Guys named football players segments, okay. but it's truly what
we got a couple more minutes to the finish line.
This is Shehan Jayaracha writes for CBS Sports. First line of the article: Tulane needed a quarterback, which I don't agree with. Actually, they did not really. They actually had a couple of options on the roster. He says Jake Retzlaff was the best on the market. Then goes into this
best on the market in July. Yeah,
insane. This is again from Jayaracha of CBS Sports. The Green Wave lost their quarterback. Listen, you're gonna go crazy over this. This is nuts to me. The Green Wave lost their quarterback of the future when Darian Mensah was poached by Duke. The presumptive replacement, I got chills, TJ Finley left the team after an arrest. That is 27-year-old, 8th year. We want to talk about guys lost into the college football void. Somehow, some way, because of Auburn and Brian Harsin, Jake Retzlaff. His butterfly effect.
We got to get the butterfly effect on this one, man.
It's a Tulane.
I can't believe it's 2025. We just had to talk about TJ Finley on this pod.
To take over for TJ, I think he's played in 7 different schools, too.
It's legit like 5 or 6. Like, that's not hyperbole. Wow. I kind of want to know who's next. I kind of want to know what the next quarterback name that's going to be dropped is. That is nuts. Like, could you imagine telling that to someone a year ago? So next year, like, okay, so Willie Fritz has just left Tulane, right? This is whatever, January of 24, December of 23, after they win the Cotton Bowl, and that girl
this is the same
dominating my dreams.
And this is the same season that GJ Kinney beats Baylor.
Yep.
With TJ Finley at Texas State.
And you say, actually, BYU, this guy who's starting to sweep the nation a little bit at BYU, Jake Retzlaff, he's going to be the next Tulane starter because TJ Finley's not going to be available. And you're like, wait a minute. What reality are we in?
BYU, Jake Retzlaff, doesn't assault a woman. Now he's the starting quarterback at Tulane.
Yeah.
I'm going to have questions. I'm going to have a lot of questions.
Oh, man.
So their third option is the MAC Freshman of the Year, which, as we've learned, any MAC quarterback can easily be flipped into a great.
I mean, he might be the best option. By the way, first game of the season for Tulane is the subject of one of the great 50-50 hats of all time. They host Northwestern in NOLA week 1. So that's a rivalry game for our other friend there, whose name I already forgot, the other quarterback. And then they do play Darian Mensah in week 3.
Wow.
So, all right. So Northwestern, South Alabama, Duke, Ole Miss. When do we see Retzlaff? Do we see him by Ole Miss?
And because
Jake Retzlaff versus Spencer Sanders at Ole Miss, week 4.
Because Hugh Freeze used a university phone to call a lady of the night and then blamed it on Houston Nutt and said, no, it was him. We get Jake Retzlaff replacing TJ Finley as the Tulane quarterback, possibly in the midst of a 4-man battle. I've now learned. CF Budge says they have the MAC Freshman of the Year, an Iowa legend, and former Illinois backup Donovan Leary, which that was a big recruiting name if I remember right. And Retzlaff's in the middle of them.
I hear Tate Martell's battling for the job.
Connor Wegman. It's gonna pack it up at Houston.
Who's oh my gosh, real quick, who's the kid who played for A&M like 4 years ago that's starting in the SEC this year?
Jordan Te'amu.
No, that's not.
Is it A&M? It's
yeah.
like it's
no. He's not starting for A&M.
He's not starting for A&M.
He did. He might have been the quarterback when they beat Alabama.
Is it Zach Calzada?
Zach Calzada.
It's Zach Calzada.
Where's he now? Kentucky with Connor West. Calzada. That's incredible.
The same Zach Calzada, man. Wow. Gotta love
one of my this is going to be really easy to explain to. So one of my cousins had a Facebook post. that was from May of 2021 about her finally completing her first half marathon. And one of my uncles just commented on it today. It said, congrats, knew you could do it. Love you.
Yep.
May of 2021. Like that's not going to be a tough one to explain to him. He's going to be like, oh, TJ Finley, he had a good run.
I'm in my time
Zach
machine.
Calzada, he must have got a big offer. Like
Quinn Ewers is undrafted. Zach Calzada's at Kentucky. Connor Wegman's at Houston. Somehow the kid at Clemson worked out after all.
Matt Wells is changing the landscape of this conference.
It was the greatest, worst quarterback class of all time. Those 2 or 3, Spencer Sanders, those 2 or 3 right in there where it was, they did a Netflix show with all of them.
Yeah.
And they all were just college duds. Crazy. Locked on Big 12, Locked on Baylor. Thanks.
The high school one? Sam Hartman was good. Justin Fields was good.
Yeah. Oh, was it that old? I guess I forget that Spencer Sanders is kind of, he's been around for a while. Not Spencer Sanders, Spencer Rattler.
Yes, he was a part of that. He was
played against Baylor in Waco because Heisman Trophy winner Caleb Williams would be benched against Dave Aranda and the Bears. Yeah, rushed the field twice.
The week after Zach Calzada had his last start.
Yep. This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. A crossover with Baylor and Dose Grande.